which is right on the one hand.
You know, when we are at the base, we have a mentality that at the office.
I remember she was demanding me to buy couches called Omakamas.
The women in leadership in the Working on Fire program came together at the Radisson Blu Hotel in Cape Town to bring the curtain down on Women's Month. It was a tremendous celebration of their achievements and journeys. Growth and gratitude were key messages that emerged throughout the evening.
My experience in WOF, I actually, fresh from university, I joined Working on Fire, where I was actually exposed to a whole lot of things. When I got there, I had no experience whatsoever. During my life in Working on Fire, I was also exposed because I joined the Working on Fire board as well as the Kishugu board. And we know that in most companies, board are like male dominated, but I was given an opportunity to raise my voice as a woman in Working on Fire, and for that I'll forever be grateful.
For me, being a woman in WOF, it's a good thing, and they are recognizing us, and WOF has changed my life a lot. Because if it wasn't WOF today, I don't think I'll be recognized looking beautiful as I am, shining. Whenever I walk in the street or wherever I walk everywhere, I'm proud of being a female dominating in Working on Fire.
Evening, everybody. Welcome to our dinner in honor of our women in WOF. You know, this is the culmination of our Women's Month. WOF has been around for 16 years. When I look around the room, I can see at least a few people who've been here for most of that time. At least 15 years plus that I see around the room. At least four that I can recognize probably fall into that category of people who've been around that long with us.
As a woman, I was not just sitting down, but my life was never going to be like the way it is now. I'm where I love to be with community members, to be with firefighters. I just want people to know that as women in firefighting, there's a lot that we are able to achieve for ourselves, for our families, and for our communities, because to see yourself being able to do a difference in a community as a woman, that is something very big.
I think it's quite amazing that over 30% of the staff that you have women, and it's not women just in junior positions, they are executives like yourself, Lutvia, and others around the table. And really, I mean, firefighting is perceived, what is in other parts of the world, a male-dominated profession, and you've had to break through it. And so that's something quite amazing.
The keynote address on the evening was delivered by Professor Edith Vries, former Director General for the Department of Small Business Development. She is a leading executive and international expert on organizational strategy, corporate governance, transformation, and gender equality.
Firstly, I'm very impressed with the fact that 2,300 women, more than 30% of the WOF staff are women. And very often companies can boast that, but women are in the lower echelons. But the women here this evening, those who shared their journeys and those who did not, moved through the ranks to the level of executives. And that in itself is very impressive. And I'm told even when the WOF is out in the field, like recently when you went abroad to Canada, that same percentage is retained. So that is impressive. We've heard this evening about how people, was it the last speaker who said the first piece of new furniture that was bought in their house was something that she bought. Another who bought a house for her mother, you know, so I think it's absolutely amazing. And I think the public sector, who is the main supporter of WOF, must invest in it a lot more, such that because if unemployment is a problem, then here is some of the solutions. And it's creating enormous social value, not just in South Africa, but elsewhere as well.
As women, we know that, you know what, in Afrikaans they say, a man make a plan. Maar een vrouw heeft een. It is true. A man will make a plan, but a woman always have a plan. The plan is always there.
2006, when I gave birth to Rocher, I also realized that I also need to change certain things. And then I worked extra hard because I was not just doing it for myself, I was doing it now for her. And even now, I'm pushing myself because it's not for me, it's for her. I want her to have a better life and also to have things that I never had. So I need to work extra hard as a single mother.
Naku umba onzulu uchisa ebunzi papi ochesi ojola omaduna bayizele.
I am the first woman for the province of Western Cape to become a ground operational manager, and that it inspires us as women to be strong and to build and to motivate the young women which are still just coming in within the organization. And I always said, what you need to put in your mind, you can be here today, but remember one thing, it's not about yourself. Look back where you're coming from, who you left behind. Most of them, they have kids, but when they start crying, I said, no ways. You need to be leaders. Leaders doesn't give up. Go ahead, you can make it. That is how I motivate them.
A most wonderful evening of celebrating the achievements of Working on Fire women concluded with the handing over of small gifts. Working on Fire is the world leader in empowering women in integrated fire management. More than 30% of our participants are female, the highest number in the world. And many more women will be joining the program in the years to come.
Bafazi.